And you're saying literally that is possible?
Absolutely.
That's...
I mean, that's what the not doing practice is about.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the meditation practice is. Sit down and don't do anything. And if you do it consistently enough, you see, the problem is most people meditate because they're trying to accomplish something. So they turn their meditation into a doing.
Right.
They have conditions about it. And even someone, we talk about getting the list. You can take the list and turn it into a doing if you want. That's something I do every day. Hey everyone, I'm doing this, my list, right? And then now it's something I do. It's not anymore a state, it's not something about being. I've now turned it into a doing. I've turned it into a means to get attention or to show people that I'm actually interested in my life. So it's now, I'm turning the act of realizing being into another state of doing. So it really is, we can't fool the emotional signature. The emotional signature won't move to a point of resolution until the resonance of being without condition is radiated upon it. So that's why being without condition is an art form that we rediscover through this experiential practice. It's a gradual, it's organic, and eventually we don't have to even have a practice, because being without condition is actually effortless. It's effortless to be.
Was there a need to teach or talk about felt sense?
I don't think so.
Because it seems like a lot of people ask, so where do you feel that in your body, or what are you feeling now?
Yes.
And they don't seem to be able to put words to it or know.
Well, for many people the emotional body is very numb. It's very numb and calloused, and that's the intent of something like the presence process. The presence process is designed to enable someone to perceptually go along the pathway of awareness through their physical experiences, their mental construct, and into the authentic condition of the emotional body, and to bring up that awareness of what's going on in the emotional body, to bring those feelings up to the surface, to show them what it looks like in their life when those feelings start to come up and how to respond to them. But ultimately, once that work is done of bringing up the feelings, to be with it without condition. But everyone can feel. Otherwise, no one would know that they were feeling poorly if they couldn't feel. No one would know that they were confused if they couldn't feel. It's just a matter of where is the feeling? For some people, they can't even feel it in the body. I'm angry, but where's it in your body? Oh, I don't know. Well, you know you're angry. If you didn't feel, you wouldn't know you were angry. So where is that energetic sensation taking place? If it's taking place out here, feel it there, wherever you can interact with it. Right? Everyone is able to feel. It's whether or not we have any value for it. And that's why identifying those emotional signatures, the prime ones, or the emotional issues in our life, and what they cause us to feel, and going to them every day as a discipline. And that discipline will stop when it's no longer required. You don't even have to decide. There will come a point where it's no longer required. But going to the emotional signatures consciously will waken up our capacity to feel. Because the feeling capacity is not a requirement for doing in this world, but it is a requirement for being in the world.
Okay. So
it's like if you go and get a job, they're not going to ask you about your feeling capacity. It's not a requirement for doing in the world feeling, but it is a requirement for being here. If you want to be here, then feeling is necessary. If you just come here to do stuff, you don't need to feel. But the mess in this world that we're experiencing is coming from doing something to try and make causal adjustments instead of being without condition upon the causal point of those emotional signatures of that fear, anger, and grief.
See, I would have thought that by the time I felt a feeling of fear or anger, that the causal point had already happened. In other words, something happened to cause me to feel this.
Well, it doesn't matter. Don't get too mental about it.
Okay.
If you can access the feeling, be with it without condition. That's really all. I mean, it's as simple as that. Is if I can access if I can feel my discomfort, and then allow myself to be with it without condition, consistently, I will receive what I require to bring resolution.
So that's the other question. When I talk with friends about how to, you could say, do better in their lives,
Yes.
resolve whatever's happening, but point them in this direction to feeling, to the beingness. But they don't really need all the theory.
No.
They don't need to know
No.
the whole.
No. All the explanation is just an invitation into the experience. Because once someone enters the experience of being without condition upon their uncomfortable felt signatures,
Yes.
that very experience becomes the teacher. It will reveal, that is the point of insight and revelation. Everything is added unto us when we enter that part. But all the talking, the discussion, the presentations, everything is about saying, give being a chance over and above doing as a means to make a causal adjustment to the discomfort in your life. Because when you give being without condition the opportunity consistently, you will realize being as the causal point of everything. And it brings everything we require. Then we can relax.
Okay, there's something in here that wants to ask a question, but it also is interested in the response, which is basically how long does it take?
You see, that's the mental body, right? Well, how long does it take? And what is the intensity? And what will I get out of this? Will I feel better afterwards? It's not about feeling better. It's about getting better at feeling. And it takes as long as it takes. It's organic.
Okay.
It's a natural unfolding. It's actually moving. The death of the doer and the awakening of being is overseen by the heart. The heart orchestrates it, not the head. So it's this. You don't do this to get ahead.
So it's being orchestrated anyway.
Yes.
It's always.
Yes.
But I can speed it up, or I can.
You can enter more full participation. It's not about perfecting the art, but participating by approaching the emotional signature consciously instead of waiting to be upset to find out what it is.
Right.
Then I'm going to really participate in this evolution from the doer into being.
Okay, so part of my journey has been those feeling things as they come up and really sitting with it and having experiences where I would, literally do it for a weekend, but continue to just notice what comes up and allow it to unfold.
Yeah, consistently every day.
But I haven't picked the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
So maybe that's...
Well, you make your top 5 or top 10 greatest hits of uncomfortable emotional signatures.
Mm-hmm.
And that is really the best nutrition to enliven our being. If we digest those, be with them without condition is the digestion process. It digests naturally and it digests organically. And that enlivens our state of being.
I think we're running out of tape.
But that's great because there's nothing else to say. I mean, the mental body has plenty of questions, but it can't get this. The mental body can't get this. It can only be received through giving ourselves the experience. It has to be received. It's not something we can get mentally.
Mm-hmm.
We have to receive it mentally, emotionally, and physically.
Right.
Integrated through an integrated experience.